Hello everybody, good morning. I did not sleep in this time. I will be right with you. Just gotta bring the models over. Okay, let's lower the holding screen. There we are. Hope everyone's doing well this fine Tuesday. It's morning for me, as I'm sure you could have guessed. I think I'll be able to finish this little mini diorama in the stream today. As usual, let me know if any of the sound or stream sounds wonky. I spent some time yesterday evaluating how things were looking, and I think I need to do just a tiny bit more dry brushing. But it's gonna be a little janky on the guns. I'll do those first, I guess. So I dry brushed the off-white on them a little too hard, so I'm gonna do like a bit of a touch-up dry brush of black and then re-dry brush it again. Just that's how my brain's telling me to fix it, so I'm just gonna follow that instinct. Because it's just one of those chill projects that involves a lot of winging it, you know? I really don't want a lot. It's like this is gonna be just a really light dry brush just to bring things down a bit, even them out. Yeah, these guns are a little, cause I can't just like hold it like that and dry brush because that'll like bend the tip. Okay, yeah, that's doing a good job of bringing things down a bit. This might be all I need to do, actually. Let's see. There's like one particular streaky bit right here. More or less gets done what I wanted to there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just get these guns finished before I move on to anything else, or at least get the metallics base coated on. Let's see. Let's go to our off-white, which was Sickly Skin. And we just need a teeny bit of this for dry brushing at the moment. Maybe a little bit more actually. You ever just close a paint pot and you just know in your gut it's like, oh, that's gonna dry up along the rim and get stuck. I know I said I'd finish the guns, but I just want to do a little bit more dry brushing on the base here. I think it needs just a bit more dry brushing because I don't think I'm gonna be adding a wash to it. I'm gonna be adding some grass to it at the very end, just a tiny bit. I just haven't decided on which grass, because the usual grass mix I use is for larger scale models like miniatures. So I'm not sure which. So the regular way I add grass might look a bit off with these tiny boys on here. Alright, and now we just need a bit of this off-white for the guns. Gonna redo that dry brushing that we tidied up, and we want to be really, really subtle. So we're just gonna quite vigorously rub most of this paint off onto the paper towel here. I know last stream someone was asking, or I mentioned to someone, the whole dry palette thing, which I'm not using right now. But this paper towel has a lot of paint dried up on it already, which reduces its absorption. Because the appeal of the dry palette is you can wipe off a lot of the paint from your dry brush without getting rid of as much of the paint's moisture. It's supposed to make the dry brushing effect look better. Yeah, now I need to also figure out which parts of the barrel here I'm gonna paint silver. I think I can kind of just dry brush all over and then decide and paint over stuff with metallic. Okay, we're going really light here. Also trying to focus on just the downward direction so it does function like a top-down highlight. It's easier to do this side because there's a little thing to hang on to. Alright. I think I'm good with that. Now we're not quite done dry brushing. I'm gonna do just a little bit more on the armor here. Good morning, Iron Elemental. Glad I can help you get the dishes done in some indirect way. And no problem if you can't comment a whole lot. Alright, and we're using the Thrall Flesh for one quick last dry brush on the mobile worker. So I'm gonna have to be a bit more careful. We really just want to be hitting the edges on this one. But you know, if it looks a little messy, it's just free weathering, as they say. I was also surprised, like, it was easy enough to find reference pictures for the Mikazuki and Orga minifigures. But finding reference pictures to decide what color to paint, like the windshield here and these little side bits, was more difficult than I thought it would. It's like these things on the side don't exactly look like headlights in the other pictures I saw, so I'm not entirely sure what they are, but I don't think I'm gonna do them as headlights. I might just like leave them entirely as the metal for now. That might be appropriate. Yeah, I'm keeping the base gray Iron Elemental. I did think about doing a Mars thing, but I think if I was gonna do Mars, I would have bought the like red Martian color crackle paint from GW or something. And the base I was using already had some like boulders from the last project on it, or like some fake rocks. And the gray will bring a bit more attention to the colors on the actual models themselves. Okay, I think that's it for the dry brushing. Oh, I forgot to grab a nice neon green. Hello, Goblin. You're working on an Alchemite Warforger for Age of Sigmar. Nice. Alright, metallics. Gotta add some metallics to the guns. We'll take a quick look. I think I've got all the metallics on here that I want at this point. I think the balance is pretty decent. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay confident with that. Oh no, you're out of null oil. That's an essential. Or I'd say black wash is an essential, and then for a lot of people that ends up being null oil, me included. I think I'll probably end up using null oil on this project today, actually. Yeah, null oil is pretty easy to go through. Alright, I think... Yeah, it's hard to decide which parts are gonna get the metallic. I think this end barrel part for sure. Yep, the camera's having trouble focusing on this tiny skinny piece. Now what other parts of this gun are we gonna paint metallic? Possibly something... I think probably just pick out a couple of the tubes down here. Yeah, like this part. That might be it. Don't want to go too ham. Oof, dialed up to 11. Are you just getting your Stormcast Eternals army started? I have 2 Stormcast Eternal warbands for Warhammer Underworlds. And that's the extent of my Sigmar Marines. Pretty fun to paint. As you might know, I don't actually play Age of Sigmar. Oh, I just remembered I gotta paint the parts that connect this to the mobile worker metallic as well. I gotta take these off the putty though to be able to do that. So I might just wait. I might just paint them on while they're attached to the mobile worker. Okay, now time to get the mithril silver. City-states, or the cities of Sigmar. City-states is a conquest army. Golden rods. Oh, are the collegiate battle mages, are those like the classic Empire wizards? I've got some of those. And now for some basic highlighting. This is a part that I know for sure isn't anime accurate or whatever. I just prefer the way it looks. Yeah, when it comes to basing an entire army, I usually go for something quick and easy to replicate and easy to get more materials for. You know, if it's a big enough army, you don't want to be stuck in the situation where you base half of them and then you run out of basing supplies, but then you can't source more of the same supplies. And you know, an army's paint scheme consistency is really important, and the basing is definitely part of that. Which you should hear me talk more about whenever I put out my next video about picking color schemes. My strategy with my conquest basing was that, well, it's got some kind of tan, dry grass colored tufts, and then also some green static grass flock I put on. So there's like a bit of variety in the colors of grass, and also it helps them blend into multiple colors of gaming mats. That was my theory anyways. gluing tufts on to the bases near the end of the painting process is always nice and satisfying. Okay, I think I'm just gonna attach these to the mobile worker now. And then paint on the last bit of silver. Gotta put it on the base here to decide what angle I want the barrels to be at. Need to be roughly the same. That? No, it's a bit too high. Alright, well, let's just focus on finishing up the mobile worker here. All I'm really gonna do is we're doing the green color on the lenses of the guns here, and then I guess I'm gonna do gray for like the windshield in here, because the references I looked at, that's kind of what they were. Oh, we do need to give it just a quick little highlight to the rubber wheels as well. Alright, before I do that, before I forget, let's just we need to get the metallics on this connecting axle here. Just while that's drying, gotta grab some green. Two greens, as a matter of fact. Actually, I want a different green. We need some more old, out-of-date Games Workshop paint, because, you know, it's just one of those projects. that's looking good. Do gotta spend a time to just clean off these dry brushes from earlier. Hello, Box Fox Scoot. Thanks for coming. Been a while. Though it's been a while since I've streamed, if you don't count yesterday. Yesterday, my plans for the week were edited a little bit, so I might. Originally, I was not gonna stream again until Friday, but now I could stream tomorrow, so I'm not sure whether I want to do that and not stream on Friday or have a little break after this one and stream again on Friday. A lot of the next items on the streaming docket after this diorama will be back to the old Conquest backlog. But I'm sure after doing enough streams of that, I'll break it up with a gunpla stream here or there. There are non-stream work things I need to do as well, but it's easy to procrastinate those. If I schedule a stream, then I can much easier, or it holds me a bit more accountable, I guess. Okay, let's put some green. I think I might put the green on, carefully apply the green on the windshield in here too. Bit of a tough question though, and it's gonna be hard to get it in there. Let's see, we definitely need a tiny brush. We'll start with the gun camera lenses. Old pot of Dark Angels green. What year is this from? 2006, still going strong. Okay, let's let's just carefully try and get the green on the windshield here. Slow and steady. If I do make a mistake, I can fix it. Hopefully I'm making a good paint concentration face. And hopefully the model is staying in focus. Okay, one panel's done. Hello, Shane. Well, the paint's from 2006. So that means it's 17 years old. Okay, these side panels are gonna be a bit trickier. Good thing my hand's nice and shaky from the coffee. It's not all from the coffee though, I guess. Okay, I managed to do that. Now let's attempt to highlight them. With a good old livery green. And I'm really just gonna wing it on this highlight. The windshield highlight's a little meh, but I think that's fine. It's not very prominent. Where did I get the mobile worker model? Well, this one's a little overpriced because it comes in the Master Grade Barbatos P Bandai expansion. That's where the Orga figure came from as well. There are other mobile workers out there. Because when I looked at reference photos, I did see some other models, so... There might be one in, like, one of the, like, high-grade IBO weapon expansion packs, so that would be a different, different scale than the one I've got right here. But would be cheaper. And there might be like some action figure type models like Robot Damashi or something. Yeah, 3D printed ones I'm sure are very easy to find. As Box Fox says. If you don't have access to a 3D printer yourself, there's probably one you can buy off Etsy, or perhaps someone in your local area who can print an STL for you. Oh, it's in your backlog already. Nice, nice. It's a very good expansion set. I like it. I haven't done much P Bandai, but I did enjoy that one. I found that one was like, I mean, was it worth the price? I don't know. P Bandai is very marked up. But I certainly got lots of value out of it. And still continue to with this here. There's one thing I'm missing on this. What is it? Oh, right, the tires. Just gonna do the tires, and then I think the mobile worker will be done. Yeah, libraries do have some 3D printers available sometimes. Libraries can be underrated like that. Real quick highlight on these tires here. Just going for like a kind of stipply, dry brushy look. I guess the mobile worker won't be actually done until the old wash goes on. Oh, sorry, camera's not in focus there. I think I went a little too ham on there. I'm gonna bring in a little black, just to bring it back down a tiny bit. Oh, and I just see that I completely missed highlighting one of the tires. Let's fix that. Couple spots I noticed a mistake. Gonna try and tidy that up a bit. Doing some on-the-fly mixing and touch-ups here. Alright, I think we're gonna call the mobile worker done now. What do y'all think? Everything is now clean but wet. Time to make it dry again. You talk about your dishes? There could be a, now that I look at it, I'm gonna add just a teeny tiny dot of white to highlight the green bits. I think that'll look nice. I guess we'll use the off-white that's right here. Then it'll be time to finish up the minifigures. Okay, just a tiny bit of white in the corner. Bit more on the brush actually. It's a little messy when you look at it up close, but that could describe a lot of my paint jobs. Okay, calling the mobile worker done now. Now for the old minifigures here. Let's see. Well, we'll start with the boots. with the minifigures, we're gonna do the highlighting now before the wash and just try and make it decently contrasty. So then the wash will bring it down a bit. What do you mean, Lego Box Fox? Wrong minifig. Yeah, I guess the Lego figures are called minifigs. Oh yeah, I need to remember that the inside of Mikazuki's jacket is a tan color, and then it's like an orange color with Orga. Alright, we'll give these boots a quick little highlight. Pretty subtle highlight. But I don't want to highlight it too much, because then it'll blend in with the pants. I do think we need a bit more than what's on there currently though. Well, we're almost up on the hour mark of streaming. So yeah, I've probably put about, if you're counting the hour I just did, it's probably, I think it's been like 3 to 4 hours on this project total. Which doesn't seem too bad. Probably closer to like 3.5 hours. Okay, pants time, working our way up. Gotta pull up my reference photos. Rearranging my windows here. Yeah, the gray and for the pants in the reference photo is more of like, it's got some more brownish tones in it. But you know, the mobile worker isn't entirely anime accurate, so the figures don't need to be either. The real challenge that I'm gotta mentally hype myself up for is freehanding the Tekadon logo onto the back of both of their jackets. Alright, do a basic pants highlight now. Again, going for a kind of pseudo dry brush maneuver. Or I don't know if it's pseudo, maybe it just is dry brushing. Oh yeah, there's some metal knee pads on Orga I could probably paint. Alright, not probably, I will paint those actually. I'm not sure if I'm gonna bother with the tiny little piece of belt that's visible though. Well, we got some black on the palette. Let's just quickly fill that in and just add a bit of black into between the jacket there. This Mikazuki has the metal knee pads too. They're pretty hard to see in the sculpt though. I think what I'll do next though is the inside color of Mikazuki's jacket. Which we'll use snakebite leather for. Probably a bit easier with the wet palette. Okay, gotta paint the tiny bit of his rolled up sleeve here. Suppose if I spill some onto the flesh, that's fine, because I'll be needing another coat anyways. And his coat will be getting some highlights too, so. paint his collar this color too. Or the parts of the collar that I flipped out. Should put a bit more paint on the palette. And the inside color Orga's jacket's kind of like a salmon. Guess I got colors to mix that. Well, let's try mixing a bit of this with the bubonic brown. See how that looks. Yeah, let me know how she reacts to that, Iron Elemental. Also, congrats on finishing the dishes. Enjoy that coffee, you earned it. That's not quite the color I was looking for. Maybe let's add a bit more of the red back in. It's a bit too similar to his jacket color. What happens if we add some of this? Some live color experimentation here. It's not quite doing it. I had another color. Let's add a bit more of this. Thought I had my bronzed flesh color nearby, but I don't. I'll apply this shade, see how it looks. I can always go over top of it. I think that might do well enough for our purposes here, actually. And his sleeves are rolled up too. Yeah, that's a pretty close shade, actually. Okay, let's tidy up his scarf next. Paint's already on the palette that I need. Alright, now it's jacket time. Thank you for the £6 super chat, Iron Elemental. There's the notification. It took a while to show up there. I will down the rest of this coffee right now. Alright, jacket. You have usurped Country Fried Minis from the latest Super Chat spot. Now there would be some merit in freehanding the Tekadon logo on before highlighting these green, or the green bits of the jacket, but I think I'm just gonna get this green wrapped up first. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do like the freehanding bit last. So our highlighting's still gonna be pretty basic. YouTube is telling me that was your first super chat ever, Iron Elemental. I am honored. Or maybe it's just your first super chat on this channel. Either way, I appreciate it. Feel like I might be taking a bathroom break before I attempt freehanding this logo. It might be necessary. Hopefully the camera has been doing an okay job of showing the actual painting I'm doing here. I'm not used to streaming paintwork on things that are this tiny, you know? Alright, I think the wash will do a lot of heavy lifting for shading the green. Let's see. Well, I could do the skin next or the knee pads. What do I need to do anything on the skin? Well, the skin is gonna need its own little wash. Okay, it looks like the skin could use a bit of a touch-up. I believe Mikazuki would just use this straight up. The sculpt on Mikazuki does have a tiny little detail of his wristband bracelet, so I guess I think I can just add a tiny line of black there. It's gonna be tricky, but I'm gonna do it. I suppose we'll need to give the hair a brief highlight as well. I don't think Orga's flesh needs any work, though. Okay, I see it one bit, actually. Now, question is, what did I mix to get his flesh color? Was it bubonic brown again? I think it might have been some snakebite leather, actually. Sure, let's go with that. Okay, back to Mikazuki. Let's try and do a tiny black line for that wristband. Probably gonna have to tidy it up after. No real hack to paint in this one, as far as I know. Okay, just maybe the hack is just to hold my breath. It's not great. Oh, got some on my finger there. Well, could have been worse. Only a tiny bit of cleanup on the front that I need to do. Okay, knee pads. And we gotta do the hair highlight. Well, for the highlight of the hair, we're just gonna do a really basic, really diluted wash of this purple for Orga. Just to shade the recesses of that dew. Yeah, that even seems a bit too purple. Perhaps I should mop some of this up. Because his hair is the purple shade in his hair is pretty subtle in the art. So I'll give that a second to dry, do Mikazuki's hair, and then I think I'll go back with a bit of the white. I'm glad you were able to pull off that joke there, Iron Elemental. Yeah, I do like Orga's purple hair here, but it's just like, the slightest bit too much purple, you know? Gotta know what kind of product Orga uses in his hair. It's friggin' crazy. Coming from the poor slave background on Mars, or human debris as they're called in the show, but he still gets that wicked anime hair. How does he do it? Alright, knee pads time. I think all we need here is just one coat of mithril silver. Probably engine grease, yeah. The purple hair gene just comes from being an anime character. Okay, I think we can call that, well, I would say done, but I do see a little mistake I need to fix now. Okay, I'm gonna grab some flesh wash and just carefully apply that to the flesh, and then I'm gonna take a bathroom break. Been a little iffy on this wash before, but I'll give it another shot. This is P3 Flesh Wash. I'm only going to be using a tiny bit of it, because there's only a tiny bit of flesh. I think even that brush is too big. This is how we're painting the eyes on this project. We're just letting the wash go into the recesses to just imply the eyes. It's like, look, I can handle painting the eyes on like 25mm miniatures. But not these ones. I'm drawing the lines somewhere. And even then, the recesses on the eyes for these models are pretty tiny. Yeah, like Mikazuki's face has just kind of ended up as a bit of a blob. No matter how much I try and recess or get wash into the recesses. So I'm not sure, maybe I... Now you can kind of see Orga's mouth. Geez, maybe I can I add just a tiny little black line for a mouth just to give him more of like an actual face? Famous last words. It's not really working. That's why I paint mechs all the time. I'm so bad at humans. Or I always have a hard time with them, I should say. Yeah, that doesn't look the way I wanted it to. Orga's face looks okay, but Mikazuki's face is just kind of like a blob. But like the sculpt of the actual plastic is kind of just blobby. Oh, sorry, my head was over top of the camera there that entire time. Oh, it does look like... Is there a tiny fiber in there? Oh, okay. There is a little fiber stuck in the model. Let's try and brush that away. Well, I think I need to take that bathroom break either way, so I'll be back in hopefully less than 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Now, I think what I'm gonna do next is all we have really left to do is freehand the Tekadon logo and then wash most of everything in Null Oil. Oh no, I closed my reference photos. So let's freehand this logo. We have some off-white on the palette, not quite. I had seen photos where the back of Mikazuki's jacket has the logo in red, but the reference photo I have has it in white, so that's how I'm doing it. I've also seen or saw someone before paint this minifigure and like use a water slide decal and just slide it onto the back. I will not be doing that though. See how tricky that is. Wow, this brush is just flaking apart in my hand. With the wrinkles on the back of the jacket, I think getting the shape right can be a little, we could be a little forgiving with ourselves. Just gotta get like the general Tekadon shape in there. Most of my experience freehanding is just with those like squiggly lines I was doing on my gunpla this year. So you can see I've got a blob there that kind of looks like it, and I'm gonna go back with the green after to tidy it up. Let's do Orga's jacket now. Back of his jacket is a bit smoother. Could go into the drawer and get one of the extra nice brushes for this, but I don't know, I'm feeling committed to what I got in hand. Yeah, Orga's logo's looking a lot better so far. And these parts of the models you're not gonna like see as often compared to, because it's like you'll only be able to see the logos from one angle. Okay, let's get back in there with the green. Yeah, Orga's logo turned out much better than Mikazuki's. Yeah, I think both of those work. What do y'all think? Because Mikazuki's jacket is clearly more like bunched up and wrinkled. I think it makes sense for it to look like that. Hello, Colin, or Hall and Sikip, however you say that. And glad you like my vids. Thanks for stopping by. Let's grab a bit of pure white. If I can get any more out of this bottle, it's almost done. There we go. Oops, made a little whoopsie. Let's go back to the green real quick. Alright. Now when it comes to that black wash I was gonna put on, I'm not sure if I'm gonna put it on the base. Not sure. Before I do the wash though, we are going to glue the mobile worker down. Yeah, it does sound suspiciously Dutch. I think this might be a good place to wrap up the stream because we're almost at 2 hours. And the model's pretty much done. The only other thing I'm gonna do is like, well, I guess here I can paint the rim of the base black. I'll give you all a quick look at it. I'm just like holding it together with my hand. So all that's gonna get done to this is just a black wash basically, and well, I'll add some grass to the base, but doing that later. So you'll probably see finished pictures of this in a day or two. The patrons will see finished pictures first. So I will paint the rim of the base black and then wrap up the stream, so y'all have, I don't know, a few minutes to get any last questions or super chats in while I do that. So I gotta decide whether I'm gonna stream tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. I'll probably decide that this afternoon. The next stream will either be tomorrow or Friday. Yeah, with these morning streams, I can get all you Europeans in the chat. I feel like I should throw a bone to the North Americans who can only watch in the evenings and try and do evening streams to balance out the morning streams. The morning streams are pretty good for like my schedule personally. You know, assuming I don't sleep through my alarm like I did yesterday. Whoops. Okay, I guess I just gotta hold on to it this way. It's a little lumpy. Yep, that's right, Holland. Made a lot easier now since last fall when YouTube finally added a separate tab to channels for live streams and shorts. Before I was always having to, like as soon as the stream was done, I unlisted it so I wouldn't clog up the main video page, but then also kept it on a playlist. I mean, they're still on playlists, just because it's easy. But yeah, now there's a whole tab for live streams. And they're there forever, unlike on Twitch. far as I know. I'm not too knowledgeable about Twitch, to be honest. Okay, well, I'm gonna be cleaning up now and wrapping up the stream, so last chance if anyone has any questions or anything. I appreciate everyone coming by, like always. Follow me on the social medias and on YouTube to find out when the next stream's gonna be. Next couple streams will probably be some 100 Kingdoms painting for Conquest. Okay, I think I've given a... Okay, those logos look great. Glad you think so, Iron Elemental. Yeah, I think with the only photos I'll take that I actually show the logos, they'll be like from behind, so you'll be looking at like the back of this, and then you'll see the logos kind of framed by it. We'll have to see. I'm not too worried about the logos looking too messy. Okay, well, on that note, I will wish everyone a great Tuesday, whether it's morning or evening, and I look forward to the next stream, and thank you all again for coming. Bye.